Alright, well the air compressor is really loud. We got a vacuum going over there. So I'm going to shut it off and then I'll fire it back up when I cut. And you just won't be able to hear me talk. But you can hook the air compressor up right here and open the valve just a little bit and fill these tanks up. And close this valve, open this one, and it'll fill up water into the table. And then just do the reverse. Close that one, open that one when you want it to drain back into the tanks, and it'll drain through a screen right here, which does leak a little bit, as you can see. But I just put a brand new ground on it, works great. Air compressor has a leak out of the pressure switch, but that's not too hard to fix, whatever. It runs great, really strong, completely provides all the air you need for the Hypertherm. This is a dryer. You just got to turn it on when you're about to cut, turn it off when you're done cutting. Hypertherm, pretty self-explanatory if you've ever run one. I mean, you just set the settings, the auto, and set it at 45 amps when you're cutting this thin stuff, and you're in good. I got a whole bunch of old consumables, some new, some that still have a little life left in them. You can have all that. The computer, real quick, let's go ahead and hit on the computer. I just pull up Inkscape and open whatever I'm gonna cut, and then it's not exactly what I'm gonna cut, but and then bring it over to SheetCam, which this is the job that I'm operating out of. So this is stuff that I've already cut. Oops. This is stuff that I've already cut. I hope that was in screen, I don't know. And this is what I'm gonna cut right now. That way you can nest everything together, even though you may have already cut this days ago. It remembers where it was. It's really cool. There's lots of jobs in here. So, I don't know, you can do whatever you want with that. And then, so when you have this, you want to click this and go to operation, and you want to create a cut process operation for it. So it'll tell the table where it wants to cut. And then when you're done, post-process, and then you want to save it as something. I just save it as the material that it is, basically the job. You can see there's all this thin stuff in here. This is just a junk piece. So I'm just saving it as that 14 gauge scrap. Let's see, where is it? 14 gauge scrap right there. Hit save, and it'll post-process it. Open G-code. You'll have to reset. It basically just sets it back to 0. You'll want to run the table to a corner on the sheet and then 0 everything. That way it knows where home is. You can set home. I just never did it. I don't know. I just never did it. And you want to load G-code, go down to your 14 gauge scrap or whatever you saved it as, and open it. Of course, I've already got it open, so I'll go ahead and cut now. Fire the air compressor up, but you won't be able to hear me. It's just going to get super loud, so watch your ears, I guess. And just do Alt run, and it'll start running through it. Runs right over where I had it set. Go down. Alright, yeah, sorry about that. Hypertherm was giving me a code for something, so I had to reset it real quick. Let's try this one more time. Just Alt run. there you go.
Check this out.
That's pretty much it. It's fairly clean. Runs pretty good at that setting. If you're cutting something really big and it has long lines, this has a height control on it. If you aren't sure what to do with it, just turn it on for a half a second and it'll come up. After it pierces, you turn it on and click it on real quick and shut it off, and it'll tell you the volt reading that it reads whenever it first starts cutting. And then you set it to what that is and then turn it on, and that way as the material warps or pulls, it'll keep the torch out of the material. I had a hard time with that when I first started. So anyway.